word and I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep running your mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. Inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
They do that job outside the ring. I'm a fighter. Like I said before, there ain't no safety on this guy. So.
What's going on? It's Michael Rogers. And I wanted to do some body work today. And the reason why I titled this video Money Microcosm Mayweather is because I think that his statements post Gervonta Davis fight is a reflection of black culture in the state of boxing. You know, he basically said some things to where, you know, he's saying that Gervonta is going to be making in-house fights, and you know, it ruffled a lot of feathers because a lot of people were just like, oh man, like basically they're going to be selective, and you know, everybody got their panties in a bunch. But I say that in regards to what he was saying, you know, I agree and I disagree. And I disagree because I think Tank wants to get his just dues, and I think he wants to fight the baddest. I think that his talents and abilities lend him to believe that he can hang with the big dogs, right? And so he's not going to be able to basically get the credit, and I'll talk about black credit here in a minute, which is very funny. But I think that he wants to hang with the big dogs. I think he wants the big name fights. I think he wants to show that he's not a wood nickel. He's not a weight bully, that he has the talent to, even when you taller, stronger, faster, allegedly have better skills, that he can get you out of there and that he'll come out victorious. I think he wants to show that. So that's why I disagree that he shouldn't be moved selectively. The reason why I agree is because boxing is a business. You know, and I can say, look at how we treat boxers with a loss. Let's take Regis, for example, who lost to Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's face looked like hamburger meat. Then they say that some people had that down as a draw, but at the end of the day, the judges, they scored the scorecard and they deemed that Regis lost that fight. After that fight, so many videos came out about how Regis is done, he fell asleep at the wheel, that's his problem, and it was just all this hoopla. You know, I know a lot of people was monetized at the point in time, and you know, it was a lot of sensationalism around it, but it was a really good fight. But look at how we treat fighters with a loss. So at the end of the day, these boxers are in the business of making money. You know, let's look at Charlo. Let's look at Charlo in his fight with Montiel. You know, he the fight before that, he basically put on a boxing clinic and beat Dervin Chico the fuck up, and everybody was on his nuts. So then he goes into the fight, his homecoming fight against Montiel, who a lot of people, you know, really wasn't aware of. I think people did their research and figured out that he got knocked out by Jaime Munguia when he was at 47, but they didn't really give Charlo any credit for beating this guy who was actually coming to try to take a belt. It's just like when somebody wins the Super Bowl or goes high in the playoffs one year, like a football team, that next year, like this year coming, Since Tampa Bay won, every game is going to be like a playoff game, or people are going to play to the extent of a playoff game. So you're going to have trash teams like the Jaguars. They're going to play Tampa Bay. If they get a shot, they're actually going to give them their best shot. Let's look at Shakur and his last opponent versus Ginger and his second to last opponent. Everybody said, they came out and said, oh, Shakur was boring, and you know, he's got to do this to be a superstar, he got to do that, and he really put on a boxing clinic. But in Ginger's second to last fight, when his opponent quit on the stool, they still gave Canelo Ginger Alvarez all the credit in the world. So it's okay for Ginger to do it, but then when Shakur does it, or Charlo does it, and they don't put on the kind of performance that the people demand, mainly my people, then, you know, you hear all this clamoring, all this bull about nothing. Because at the end of the day, it's a business for these boxers. And let's talk about this black credit. Black credit ain't worth shit. Black credit ain't worth a 12-pack of Charmin. Why? Because we're so fickle. I have, in these last 2-3 weeks, I've seen so many channels, I've seen so many people with a bunch of bullshit in boxing, especially the black media or quote unquote black new media. We find more reasons why we don't support our fighters than we do to support them. You know, it's a big heavyweight fight getting ready to come up, you know what I'm saying? But I want to say this first. We understand in business that one part is not greater than the sum of all parts. But in boxing, we don't understand that. And so, yes, we do have a heavyweight king. But anybody who says anything that differs with their opinion on why, you know, he's, you know, going to win, or, you know, flaws, everybody get all sensitive. They get their draws in a bunch, like people are not allowed to have opinions. We gotta understand, man, these boxers, they are boxers. They're not running for president. They're not trying to win the popular vote. If you stop shoving the microphone in their face and stop asking them about, you know, other boxers, especially if you want it to be the kind of reaction that you want. If it's anything that's different, or they have an outtake, or they are opposed, then you pretty much castrate them. 2 weeks ago when Charlo fought, I was in shock. I mean, we had somebody with one of the biggest platforms, you know, out, who a lot of people go to. He basically said he was going to boycott Jamal Charlo in his fight. Fuck the fact that it was Juneteenth. Fuck the fact that he actually had a venue. They made all these excuses. Oh, why he gonna be the only black person on the card? Yeah, it's another homecoming. Who is this bum he's fighting? All these other excuses. Other cultures don't do that. They find a reason why they should support their fighter. We find more reasons to not support the fighter. But then anytime pound for pound or who the best is, it's like we grab onto the nuts of all these other people, like Ginger. You grab onto his nuts and put him in, even if you say, oh, well, we're not going to put him on there because he was a found drug cheat, which my opinions on drug cheats have changed since it was brought out that 10 top notable fighters that I knew growing up, since they were drug cheats too. We don't discredit them, but aside from that, you give him credit, oh man, it was just one time and he's never popped hot, and you give all these excuses why you should still support him. And I heard this one platform, he went to the extent to say, because Mel said some words that was, I guess, not in line with the popular thinking or what everybody is thinking and saying about the heavyweight division and the big fight that's going on. They said they were going to boycott Maul. And yes, they're twins, but they're totally different in the fact that they both have their own careers. They can't get in the ring together. But I heard this guy say that he even went to the extent to where not only was he going to boycott Maul Charlo in his fight, but he told the platform on air that he was going to support anyway. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Cause to me that's bull. So black credit don't mean shit. Black credit, you can't feed your family on black credit. And it's so fickle. Let you say one thing that everybody don't agree with, they're gonna stop supporting you. But yet they want you to fight the big fights. People not trying to give Tank his credit because he's affiliated with Mayweather, which is bullshit, because these the same people that's telling Bud, oh man, Mayweather, he laid out the blueprint, he showed you and told you what to do. Why don't you just follow? But when it comes to how Mayweather is managing Tank, now all of a sudden it's a problem. Oh man, he need to get out from under him. So make up your damn mind. Make up your mind. It makes no sense in the world. The logic. And like I said, black credit ain't worth shit. At the end of the day, we need to support our people because the sum of all parts is greater than just one moving part. Stop asking people about subject matter that you don't want an honest and open opinion. I see where people have people on their platforms or people come and show support, and I've been a victim of it. I come in there every day and give positive feedback and, oh man, you right. Oh yeah, you cooking. The minute I say something you don't like, oh, the comment get deleted. I've seen other people. That's why it's like y'all want a cult. Y'all want people that just gonna lay down and just say whatever it is that y'all want to say. And either way, whenever you decide that you don't want to support a black person or a black man, y'all gonna not support them. And then y'all gonna advocate and y'all gonna get everybody else to jump on the bandwagon as to why they shouldn't support these other fighters. And it's sick. It's sick. We understand it when it comes down to the black dollar. Oh, how important your dollar is. Oh, if we took all our money. Oh, black people are the highest consumers. It's blah, blah, blah. You understand it when it comes to that. But then you want everybody to put all their eggs in one basket, and if they're not on that one basket and they're not saying and doing exactly what that one person says or wants or does, then it's off with your head. You basically get castrated. I'm hearing people right now talking about how they're not going to support Jermell Charlo when he go up to fight Brian Castano. I heard another channel who I highly respect. The dude damn near cooks almost every day. I highly respect his channel. He got a good thing going. Him and his co-host. It's great. But then I hear this man say that not only was he not going for Jermell Charlo, but he was going for Castano. And I say that because I don't really bring up the race card. But I gotta speak to these things because in the same breath when he said he's not gonna go for Jermell Charlo in his endeavor to become undisputed, he's gonna go for Brian Castano, who's in Argentina. He turned right around and used the example of how Chris Colbert said some things that was controversial about the heavyweight champ, and how he's not even going for his countrymen. He's going for a guy from the UK. I'm like, ain't this the pot calling the kettle black? When is this gonna stop? It's really not about whether win or it's not about you supporting the black people. It's just about you making a decision to go against the grain and not spend money when you have every opportunity. There's no reason why. But yet the bigger picture is we want these fighters to get the biggest fights. You don't think that Ginger is looking at like, okay, in the case of Charlo, you don't think that Ginger is looking at it like a payday? Like, he want the biggest venue, but if we're so fickle that we're not going to support our fighters over any little thing that they say or any little thing that they do outside the ring, how you expect for them to get the big fights? Because obviously just calling somebody's name and saying I want to fight is not enough. Obviously going on any radio or any platform or any TV show or any interviews and saying this person's name over and over again, you can even get disrespectful. That's not going to get you to fight. At the end of the day, it's a business. And we got to understand that. I don't see this happen in any other culture but ours. We give our credit, then we take it away. Oh, I'll give him credit if he, oh no, I ain't gonna give him, oh no, I'm not gonna support. Every other day is something, but you do it to justify your favorite fighter. You got people riding with this youngest reigning champ thing when he didn't fight for a belt, saying he the greatest thing since sliced bread, saying, oh yeah, giving him all the credit. He didn't fight for it, regardless of the politics and why the fight didn't happen for him to actually get the belt. He didn't fight for it. Then you got somebody like Tank, who really wants to, but he's following the tutelage. But I remember just not too long ago, everybody was crucifying him in the media for some out of the ring type stuff. Driving stuff and stuff on his relationship and everything going on. Oh man, no, I don't support this. I don't support, but you support everybody else. But we understand that in business as it relates to everything outside of the ring. Like, how many times McDonald's done fucked up your fries? How many times McDonald's done fucked up your cheeseburger? How many times somebody at customer service at any one of these places, at the bank, whatever, that don't stop you from going and spending your money? Minute the fighter does one thing that we don't like, we use our little platforms to do the same thing that old media do. And we gotta stop that. It makes no sense. The sum of all parts. There's not one fighter out here that should have more weight than all the other ones. And they say that, oh well, you know, as the heavyweight division goes, so does all the other. No, that's not true. It's a new day. It's a new time. At one point in time, that's all people really were checking for, was really the heavyweights. It's not the same as when Tyson and all them was in there. It's not the same as when it was Tyson and Lennox, and it was not the same. So basically, you can't have your own career and want the black people to support you and also differ in opinion on another fighter, especially if it's the heavyweight champ. You can't, because you're gonna get castrated. So I don't really understand, but I say money microcosm Mayweather, because he basically is showing that this is a microcosm of what's going on in society. How when you got tribalism going on and you got all these endeavors and everybody is trying to support you and doing whatever it is you're doing for the community, the minute they say one thing that they don't agree, that you don't agree with, or they do one thing that you don't agree with, you want them castrated, financially castrated. You don't want them to get no shine. We got a lot of clickbait going on. Will you use these boxers and the titles and their names? You don't even have their pictures up. I've seen one about Charlo where it was a whole video about Charlo. They didn't even have a picture up. They had another fighter and his father up. Make that make sense? So outside in society, is the same thing is going on in the black culture. We support when we want to support. We value our dollar and the black dollar when we want to support. Just like when Mayweather said whatever he said about all lives matter and this and this and that. Yeah, you know, that caused a uproar when he said whatever he said. He's not a politician. He's a promoter. We already know it's all about money when it comes to him. Why are we surprised? Why are we even looking up to him as a role model? Because he got a whole bunch of money? Why wouldn't we look at him in the lane of his expertise as a boxer? Why would we look at his training regimen and how he was able to become? Why wouldn't we look at his boxing IQ? Why are we looking to him for things in politics when he's not a politician? Oh, it's just another way to not support one of the fighters that's up under him. It's just another a way to not support a young brother who grew up in the hood, who made it out of the hood, who faced a parent with drug addiction, who faced being in foster home, who faced, you know, not falling victim to the streets of Baltimore, which is the heroin capital of the nation. It's just a way not to support him. It's just a way to shit on him. Just like it's a way to shit on Mar Charlo because of what his brother said, who came back and apologized, and then the apology wasn't good enough. So if something he said was good enough for you not to support him, then apology, which he didn't have to do, still wasn't good enough for you to go back and support him. So now we're not going to support his brother. So I just look at it like, man, we just walking oxymorons, man. But that's the state of boxing. So I think Money Mayweather he's showing or shedding light on a microcosm in boxing as it relates to black people in our society, and I think it's sick. I think that we need to have more accountability. And I don't understand why, you know, when it comes to certain people, you want to talk about, oh, that's masculine. Like when they got on the subject of Chris Colbert and they talking about how he dyed his hair and that's not masculine and this and this and that. We can't pick and choose, like how Earl Smith said, we got to use that same energy. So what about when a heavyweight champ is on camera twerking? Oh, he was just having fun with his family. A grown ass, big ass man twerking. Bent over twerking. Nothing said about masculinity. But a young brother who is young, he's not mature. He got diarrhea in the mouth. He say one thing, and because he's, I guess, engaging in entertainment, not that I agree with him dyeing his hair, but he had an opinion and he dyes his hair. But just like a couple weeks ago, everybody was checking for, oh, I want Chris Colbert to fight Shakur. Oh, I want him. Oh yeah, you know, all on his dick. He say one thing you don't like, and now all of a sudden he's feminine. I even heard somebody say he need to get hands put on him. Y'all see what happened when somebody said that Jamel Charlo need to get slapped? Then he want to escalate to the guns and there. Everybody, oh man, that's all we want to do. It's like, no, y'all need to make up y'all damn minds. And we need to stop this. We need to support our people, and we need to keep the same energy towards everybody. If it's not masculine to dye your hair purple, green, rainbow colors, it's not masculine for a grown-ass, big-ass man to be twerking. And I know everybody not gonna like this, but it's a microcosm. We gotta stop picking and choosing. We have no consistency. And our moral compass is all over the place. So I want to say, man, look, at the end of the day, we need to do just like other cultures, and we need to support our fighters. That's it. That's all. If they're not running for mayor or president, why should we put so much weight on what they say? If we like what they do, because just like Mel, we like what Mel do in the ring. And we say that his personality outside the ring is reflective of him in the ring. So you want him to be calm and docile, like he on medication, saying that he need Ritalin and all this other shit outside the ring. But then y'all love him for what he do inside the ring. But y'all not gonna support him. But y'all gonna use highlights, y'all gonna use subject matter, y'all gonna use post-fight reviews because you're monetized to get money off of them. but he not good enough to support all of a sudden. Anybody else who say anything else, and you go down the list of all the times where y'all were dick riding certain people up until they said something y'all didn't like. Y'all were dick riding Andre Ward up until he said something y'all didn't like, or did something y'all didn't do. We want to talk about cheating and all this energy and why. What about when AB got smacked by Madonna? We still saying AB ain't right. And we damn well know that Madonna had something in his gloves when he smacked AB. But all y'all do is shit on AB now. Oh, he a drunk. Oh, he want to be a rapper. He want to, yeah, but that's after he got smacked by Madonna. Why that cheating scandal don't hold as much weight? When has Madonna ever smacked somebody like that? He had AB walking back to his damn locker room looking like a damn newborn baby, drooling all over the place, shaking. You ain't never seen no shit like that. Where the same energy? Where was the same energy? He didn't make no big gripes and no big complaints about it. He just got back in the ring and he's trying to revive his career. He ain't never been the same. He ain't been able to let his hands go. So he was, you know, I don't know if he fully recovered or if it's still, you know, if it's some CTE or whatever, but like, we shouldn't stop. As long as that man is keeping his nose clean or trying to do what's right and trying to do what's good and trying to, you know, feed his family, he's still a representative of our culture. The entertainment side goes along with that, especially when you're of a certain age. He's getting a little bit older. I think he kind of understands the importance of staying inside the ring. But we need to support all our fighters. We need to stop being so critical and stop looking for ways to not support our fighters. It's frustrating because y'all don't keep the same energy. Y'all move the goalposts so much. Just support the black fighter, just like other cultures. And if you can box, you can box. It's boxing periods like myself that I don't care if a blue motherfucker was fighting a purple motherfucker. If the purple motherfucker can box, he can box. Period. I'm not gonna make up, oh man, you know, I'm green, so they're green. It's like, no, I'm gonna support my people and my fighter, but at the end of the day, it's about boxing, especially as we call ourselves boxing fans. So I understand what Mayweather was saying. Do I agree? Somewhat. Do I disagree? Somewhat. I have my reasons as to both. But at the end of the day, it's a business for these boxers. If I was a boxer right now, why would I give a fuck about what somebody gotta say when I have your support one day and don't have your support the next day because of one little thing that I say or do that you don't like or agree with? I'm not gonna have your support anyway. And it dawned on me a while ago when I was looking at Tank and why he wasn't fighting the kind of people that I want him to fight. And I said, you know what? At the end of the day, the boxing business caters towards the casual fan. It don't cater towards the hardcore. Hardcores know what's up. But at the end of the day, I mean, if we're not in the business of boxing, even though some of us do have platforms that can really influence it in a positive way to make things happen, we're just not using them right. So why, if I was a boxing fan today, why would I even care? And I'm thinking that's probably what they think. Why would I even care to cater towards what y'all saying and what y'all doing? Because the minute y'all don't like what I say or do, y'all gonna try to get rid of me. You're not gonna put no respect on my name. So I might well go ahead and keep knocking down whoever they put in front of me. Try to make as much money as I can and then get out of the game. It's sad because you want to see the best. You want to see the top dogs mix it up. But I see why. So at the end of the day, man, just support the black boxers. Support them. Man, until they out here going crazy and, you know, basically killing pregnant women and doing all kind of crazy stuff like that, man, at the end of the day, it's not personal, it's a business. And they're running a business. So we need to get some morals. We need to align or calibrate our moral compass. If we can't pick and choose when we want to apply certain things to certain boxes, we need to be the same. We need to be uniform and consistent in our views. And at the end of the day, at all costs, we need to support our fighters. Even if they're not fighting, they don't do that with Ginger. When Ginger ain't fighting the best, they come back and say, oh man, he was a world, they big up the opposition. And they over embellish the performance of what he gave, knowing that he ain't fighting the best, but we give them a escape card. So that's all I really want to say. I know it sounds like a rant, but it just, as a boxing fan, man, the state of boxing is not in the best place. We are getting some good fights, but it's just not in a good place right now. And I think that we had the power to turn that around. That's it. That's all.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep running your mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. Inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it get down to the wire, and we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
They do their job outside the ring. I'm a fighter. Like I said before, there ain't no safety on the clock, so